Hi everyone and welcome back to a new episode of the S-Class. Today's spill is going to be about sunblock. Now that summer is approaching, I find myself answering to questions about sunblock much more often. This happens every year, so I decided to do this video about the different kinds of sunblock or sunscreen that we can find. So the first main difference that I would like to highlight is the difference between mineral filters and chemical filters. In organic sunblocks, you cannot have chemical filters. You will only have mineral filters. The minerals which are usually used in sunblock are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. These are white minerals. They come under a form of powder. This is why organic sunblocks usually leave this white streak when you try to put them on. Obviously, it isn't very appealing, it's not very comfortable, and it can also block the perspiration of the skin. So for some people, this is a problem. Often in sunblocks, unless otherwise specified, there can be nanoparticles of these two minerals. And this is a bit of a problem for various reasons. One, obviously, is that it can penetrate through the skin, and we ideally would not want any of these minerals running around in our blood. And secondly, these have an impact also on the environment. What has to be said though is that the chemical filters usually have a higher impact on the environment. A lot of studies have been done on the coral reef because it is known that sunblock affects both the color and the type of organisms living in the coral reef. Let's go see in the specifics what we are talking about. So I have chosen the products from BioEarth, which is one of the brands that I sell at my shop, and they have a really broad range of sunblocks for a lot of necessities. These are their two organic screens. 25 and 50 is the ones that I had. You can see in the front there is a certification logo because these are organic. So the formulation of the lotion is organic and the filters are mineral. Then they have a range of face creams. Now, because of the reason that I was explaining before, since zinc oxide and titanium oxide are really thick, they are very white, and they are difficult to apply, and they can also block the pores, we never find sunscreens with mineral filters that go above 15. The best products under a technical perspective for the face are those with chemical filters. In the meantime, let's go see what products are available. These are three standard face creams that they have with 15, 30 and 50 plus SPF. And then recently they came out with a more particular and well-developed range specifically for the face, which is this one. The packaging obviously has changed a little bit, and they have added some elements like reishi and green tea, which give protection not only from the sun rays, but also from infrared rays and UV lights that are present from the city lights or computer and cell phone screens. This is quite an innovation, as recently we have been discovering that all this light coming from screens and coming from lights is not great for us. So here we have additional filters. We can see that this one has an infrared filter and these two have Blu-ray filter. The difference between this one and this one is that the second one, so this one here called Color Perfector, also has a bit of pigment which adds a bit of color to the lotion. This is a product which is quite unique. It's a very high coverage for small areas like pigmentation problems on the skin or even tattoos which need a higher protection. Because of the reasons that I have explained, some people get put off from using organic sunscreens because it's not pleasant on the skin or because it leaves these white marks, and certain people really cannot work with this. So what happens is when they don't find a good, let's say, natural product, they will go and buy a conventional sunblock because they really cannot work with organic sunscreen. So BioEarth has developed a range of products that has chemical filters inside. This adds quite a bit of innovation and technical performance to the product, but still I believe these are better alternatives to the usual sunblocks that we will find. And the reason is that the base of the lotion is organic or natural. The only thing that doesn't allow the product to be certified, obviously, is this filter. And there is no way of going around this problem. So in my opinion, using a product which has a natural base and maybe just 1 or 2 ingredients which are not great, as I have said already in my other videos, is always better than using a product which is 360 degrees, not good for the environment and not good for our skin. So they have produced a spray lotion. This, for example, would be impossible to make completely organic because the minerals would get clogged in the spray pump. So this is very practical, even to reach areas, for example, on your back where you can't really apply sunblock on your own. Then they also have an oil, and the concept behind it is very similar. And this is an oil for the hair. Again, the formulation is natural. Most of the ingredients, where possible, are from organic origin, but then the screens are chemical. One thing which is important to know is also that when we are talking about chemical filters, the amount that you need is really, really low because they act in a different way compared to the mineral or physical filters, which need to screen physically the ray. Then they have the sun lotions, 15, 30 and 50 plus, and the concept here is the same. The lotion is practically the same as the other organic lotions that we have seen, but the filter is chemical. They also have a water resistant 50 plus, which right now I don't have on my hands, and this is a good alternative if you don't want to be continuously reapplying it, or even for kids. Lastly, I have also brought to show you after sun. This can be completely organic. We don't need any sun filters in after sun. We just need something that can nourish the body and give it back all those elements that it lost after sun exposure. And a self-tanning lotion, which is interesting for those who would prefer not to go in the sun but still would like a bit of color. This creates a sort of chemical reaction on the surface of the skin, bringing out a pigment which has nothing to do with tan. This is what a 50 plus SPF mineral filter lotion looks like. I'm going to show you the effect when I apply it. As you can see, it's very white. Consider that zinc oxide is the mineral that they put in baby nappy creams. So if you ever used one on your baby, you will know this effect. And as you can see, even though I'm trying to spread it, it doesn't get much less white. And the feeling, obviously, that you cannot see, but is very sandy. I can actually feel the mineral. And this is the reason why a lot of people don't like using this product, because it leaves you with these kinds of streaks. And even when it starts drying, like here, it still remains quite whitish. It's not an easy product to handle. Here we have a 15 SPF face cream. As I said before, this is the maximum I think that you can reach with physical filters, because the white effect is always there. I hope that you can see it. But since there is not so much, the effect is not so strong. So it looks quite okay. It's a bit thick, so I believe in really hot climates when there is a lot of humidity, it's not the most comfortable product to have on your face. This is what the oil looks like. This is 10 SPF, but obviously there is no whiteness. The filter is not visible to the eye, so when it's spread, the product is completely transparent. Sunblock will protect your skin from the damages of UV rays, but obviously not from the other damages that the sun can do. So try not to exaggerate with your sun exposure, especially in the hot hours of the day, and try to expose yourself to sunlight, which is very good for us, in the hours in which the sun is not so strong, especially if you live in a hot country like us, and especially if you have children with you. Obviously they are a bit more delicate. And make sure you drink a lot of water, but that always, not only in the sun. I think this is it. I hope this was useful to get your head around all these products, and see you next time, and enjoy your sunbathing.